everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing if RDJ's Doctor Doom is going to be a part of the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. Of course, we're gonna hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we do know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there, as well as an overall garnering source. So as I had went on and mentioned there in our prologue, if RDJ's Doctor Doom is going to be a part of the Fantastic Four First Steps movie that's coming out next summer of 2025. At this point, it feels like a bit of a no-brainer. Now, of course, what we do know about RDJ's Doctor Doom, he isn't going to be like the main big bad villain of the Fantastic Four movie, but that much rather is actually going to be Galactus. This, speaking on all this, is a part of Marvel Studios' Hall H presentation and a part of all those confirmations. Not just that, but we even have a first look at Galactus that was shown a part of the conceptual trailer of the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. That's also where they had shown like pretty much test footage, essentially, like the actors in the costumes and doing chemistry tests and things of that nature, essentially, and put together this little concept trailer before the actual cameras began rolling here. Just the earlier, was it last week? Yeah, last week now, thinking about it. I will say time flies when you're having fun. It's been a lot of fun discussing all of these different crazy Marvel news that we're continuing to keep you guys updated with all of that here on the channel. So, of course, Doctor Doom being like a main big bad, like he's known for being a big bad, a part of the Fantastic Four. That's kind of just how it's always been, apart from the comics, from the the movies from 2015 and then the 2005 Fantastic movie there as well. Both of those underneath the Foxverse, of course, there as well. He isn't going to be the main big bad, though, as I mentioned, of the Fantastic Four First Steps movie, but much rather, if for anything, is going to be probably more a part of a post-credit scene to help set things up for Avengers Doomsday that's going to be coming out in 2026. Now, a part of all this, there's even new evidence that suggests, for and against his appearance as Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four movie. So, taking a read from the Direct's article, Robert Downey Jr.'s RDJ confirmed casting as the MCU's Doctor Doom brings up the question of whether he will be a part of the cast of the Fantastic Four First Steps. The Marvel Studios really outdid themselves by announcing RDJ's casting as Victor Von Doom at its San Diego Comic-Con sdcc 2024 Hall H panel. And this had also came shortly after Marvel Studios revealed the official title for its first Fantastic Four movie to be a part of the MCU. That's another aspect of this I want to discuss here in this video in just a moment, while also giving fans the first official look at the movie and its all-star cast in the action with the conceptual trailer, bringing out all the cast onto the stage to discuss and talk a little bit more about everything that's going on with the movie here as well. Now, I say that the Fantastic Four First Steps movie is a part of the MCU, but it's not going to be a part of the sacred timeline or the 616 universe, essentially, that we know and love the MCU to have always taken place in. The Deadpool and Wolverine movie really played around with this idea, having a lot of scenes taking place in other universes, of course. Don't want to touch on too much of the spoiler part of that, though, however. I mean, they even solidify and confirm this at the Hall H panel, saying that Fantastic Four First Steps is a part of this alternate, retro, futuristic 60s, essentially, that's outside of the 616 universe. So it really solidifies and, slams it in your face and confirms that the Fantastic Four's post-credit scene, if for anything, is going to be this version of the team slipping into some type of Doctor Strange portal, essentially, and finding themselves in the 616 universe, whether or not it's by accident or Doctor Strange comes about and does that himself, and then after they supposedly go into that portal, Doctor Doom would follow them into the 616 universe from there, setting things up from there. It really feels like the most realistic and probably the only way I can really think of how they would go about that. But if you guys have other ideas, I would love to hear what you guys may think in the comments down below. So following the announcement at Hall H, director Matt Shakman for the Fantastic Four movie had to keep mum on whether Doom will be involved in his solo movie, telling Comic Book in the interview that he can't say anything about RDJ RDJ's inclusion into the cast. Aside from that, what we have recently learned is that he did know about RDJ's return to the MCU this time around as Doctor Doom for quite some time, so it's raised some eyebrows out there and some fan speculation that, you know, he has known about you know, the character of Doctor Doom for quite some time, no brainer, but has been using the character of Doctor Doom with RDJ in his Fantastic Four movie. Now, while Shakeman might be dodging the question, we aren't. So real quick, let's look at the pros and cons of it. We'll start with 3 reasons why RDJ's Doom will not appear in Fantastic Four First Steps. For one, as I had already mentioned, the Fantastic Four's villain is going to be Galactus, not Doom, this time around. I also feel that Galactus is going to be like this reoccurring character throughout the MCU, almost replacing Kang in a way, except the idea behind Galactus is that he's supposedly supposed to be like this anchor being, if you know from Deadpool and Wolverine, you know what I'm talking about, of course, and that there aren't variants of Galactus. Much rather, he's just hopping around multiverses. Makes sense. He eats planets, a lot of them. So, yeah, multiverse. Anyway, the Fantastic Four First Steps is confirmed to utilize Galactus as the team's first villain, rather than Doctor Doom. In March, Ralph Ensign was cast to voice the massive character upon his introduction into the MCU as well. This suggests that Doom may not even be a factor into the alternate universe in which Fantastic Four First Steps is going to be set in if the team has a challenge as big as Galactus in front of them. There are also going to be a couple of reasons why Marvel is going to be going that route for the MCU's first take on this team as well. Really shaking the things from the Foxverse, I think, honestly has to be a big one. Having them face Galactus would save the possibility, the more personal battle with Doom for a later date as well. Being a part of an Avengers Doomsday is something that was also solidified and confirmed at Comic-Con. Having the Fantastic Four appear in the next 2 Avengers movie, that's why I came up with that whole theory with how they're going to end up in the 616 universe, as the team and its villain are oftentimes close as colleagues/enemies in most stories as well. Doom and the Fantastic Four. Doom could also use some of what Galactus brings to the table and steal it for his own, nefarious purposes after watching that battle, maybe from an afar, or even of a better yet theory, maybe Doom has brought on Galactus, hired Galactus in a way to shake things up with the Fantastic Four, and maybe even with the rest of Avengers. It's hard to say if an Avengers takes place in that universe that the Fantastic Four are going to be a part of, though, however, making him all that more formidable as well. Something very similar to how we saw Thanos hiring Loki, and Thanos also bringing in Ultron essentially in the Infinity Saga. There's a lot of different possibilities with it. We're going to continue to keep about it here on the channel. It's all the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.